Hi, good morning again. It's me. It's 8:04 a.m. Pittsburgh, Eastern Daylight Time. Gonna start where we left off with Mogi das Cruzes, Brazil. Had this nice summary of day, single column images, and I was starting to think that perhaps this could reflect the distance of the Nibiru sun away from our sun. We'll have to roll it to the right, continuing with my hypothesis that this is now in fact in between the sun and the earth. So if we roll this to the right, and then here's the moon, and then Nibiru's sun, both about 12 hours apart, we'd have to roll this frames to the left 90 degrees, and that would suggest to me that the Nibiru sun's closer to the moon than it is to the sun. And judging by the way it's being illuminated by the moon, since the moon throws off a lot less light than the sun, it could in fact be true. Now I took a little measurement, rough measurement with a tape measure. This is a little bit less than 2 inches, this distance, and this is about an inch. So if you extrapolate it, the moon is 180,000 miles from the earth, so that's negligible when you're dealing with millions of miles. The sun being 93 million miles from the earth or thereabouts, so that would put it 2/3 of the way toward the earth if what I'm proposing is true, and 1/3 of the way from the earth if we go by this hypothesis. So it's about 62 million miles on its way from the sun toward the earth. So that would put it about 31 million miles still away from the earth. So this thing's going fast, and judging by the we're picking up debris field now just by being illuminated by each object, the sun and the moon. If I'm right, we should be having some serious earth changes here coming up in this next week, and perhaps maybe even start to get to have some naked eye images of it. Of course, the moon's going to go dark again, so we're not going to have the benefit of that. And if it still remains fairly close to the sun, it's going to be real hard to pick up naked eye. Going to have to use a camera. It's the only way. We'll have to keep an eye on that, see how it goes, see if we can find some more pretty good summary of single day column images to compare. Now here I caught a shot in Hawaii. There's the moon. This is live stuff here. And this looks like the Nibiru sun ghosting through. Not sure we're catching it down here. That's clearly it, folks, in my humble opinion. You can see the stuff moving around in there. Either that's the spots showing up, or we have some debris field or orbitals going around this thing. And I pulled up the Canada, France, Hawaii telescope, ran a 24-hour time lapse just to see if it was showing up there, but I cannot definitively say so, so it's not worth wasting the time to put it on here. Picking up some pretty good images at dawn with the orange ball rolling through Westport, Connecticut. See it changing in appearance. So there you have it there. There's Las Vegas Observatory, Mount Potosi, Nevada. There's the moon over here setting toward the west. Thinking this is debris field, folks. Camera's picking it up. I went out last night and looked at the moon. It's so freaking bright, but I think I saw maybe a few sparkles here and there. It was perhaps the debris field with the naked eye. This stuff still has to be seen with a camera. There's no planets up by the moon now. It's all by itself. This is Anchorage, but I mean, it's if there was a planet there or anywhere nearby, this would be the same view everywhere. The moon doesn't have any planets with it. Uranus is way out here. Jupiter was running with it, but now Jupiter's running back with the sun. We got Venus and Jupiter. Jupiter and their sun are almost conjoined. And there comes Mercury. Here's another shot of the moon, Sierra Remote, Mulberry, California. It's up in northern California. I believe I looked it up once. Here's that debris field I'm talking about. See how it appears to be in some type of a rotation or revolution around the moon. Granted, this camera lens is, or the glass surrounding the camera and lens isn't in the greatest of shape, but and I find it interesting that we haven't caught the orange ball over here like we did yesterday, reflecting off the moon. Well, here it is here, maybe showing up a little bit, ghosting through. I think we caught it best on those Arizona and that one New Mexico camera. Let's go back and check those here in a minute. There's that mystery location, Club Astro, CLT 77 via Cabacial. Here we have an image ghosting through. Looks like could be holographic projection of the Nibiru sun. Here's the sun in all its glory with chemtrails, but there still looks like we can catch some debris around here. And here it is over here, ghosting through. What I found interesting was its magnetic field lines. They're showing up big time here. I'd really like to know where this place is, if anybody knows. Let me blow this up to 200 so you can see the field lines. It's got to be pretty far north. I'm guessing maybe the Azores or something. It's obviously probably a vacation spot. And it looks warm there and sunny. But you see these magnetic field lines? That's a trip. And thanks for the dude in the UK that clued me on where Norfolk was. Being that it's in the UK and the GDT being told me what that meant too. It's not coming to mind right away. Yeah, here we got Overguard, Arizona. Moon setting. We're catching a faint glimpse of this orange ball here. But remember yesterday it was pretty prominent. So that just verifies my hypothesis that we are in a fluid and dynamic situation here, folks. And things are changing rapidly. This thing is on its way in. Here's that other beautiful panorama shot. Bright moon. It's really lighting up this observatory and casting a shadow. There we are back at one of the best sites in my opinion. It's got a nice panorama view, nice flat landscape. Down by San Diego, Tierra del Sol, California. It's a little bit northwest of San Diego, I believe. Yeah, that's what it was. But anyway, here we got the moon setting. We have the orange ball out here. Remember yesterday it was more in here. So definitely things are on the move. We're getting different images every day. It's being a further evidence of that. Showing up quite faint, so it's hard to make out the features in there, but I'm seeing perhaps some dots or spots on the orange ball, and here it is coming down here. And then we have the single column image. Here's the sun, Nibiru sun. There's the moon with Nibiru. So now this kind of is the opposite of what we saw down there in the southern hemisphere. So does that make it true? Because we gotta flip them, because flip these two, because now we're looking at the northern hemisphere as opposed to the southern hemisphere. I don't know. This looks like about 2 inches. It's a little over 2 inches, like 2¼ inches from the moon to the Nibiru sun object. And then if we look down here, darn it, sorry about that. We're looking at about 1.5 inches. I knocked my webcam off when I was doing that measuring. Hang on a minute. Very sorry if I blasted your ears there when that webcam fell, because that's the microphone I'm using. Well, these are pretty good images. I'm still trying to figure out if we can tell anything from how this shows up in these single summary of day, single column images. Yeah, the other ones was in southern hemisphere. This is in the northern hemisphere. Well, obviously, we're going to get a different view based upon our location on the Earth of this object that's approaching. So I don't know if you can really gather anything from that or not, but it's obviously a fluid and dynamic situation because these images are changing daily. Not getting the same views that we did yesterday on the same sky cams. Nor are we getting the false dawn. Remember, used to really be prominent by about 5:22. The whole sky would get lit. Of course, we still have this full moon here, and that could be obscuring some of it. So we'll have to wait to see when we lose the moon and the sky gets a lot darker, and we'll be able to see and compare the earlier images that I took from August 20th onward, and this being the Nibiru sun here. Not getting that flash like we used to, but it could be in a different spot relative to the sun and the earth, and it's not hitting it at the right angle anymore. That's my take. I'm seeing magnetic field lines in here too. This is in San Diego. You guys seeing them? I'll let this movie run out on this site. If you access this All Skycam website directly, you'll probably get a little clearer view, a little better resolution than the videos I'm making. Be sure to click that broken box down on the lower right. Get a full screen view. I think that's the way I'd like watching them anyway. So there you have it, folks. Let's go back to Grumpy Moose and watch those magnetic field lines while we go out here. I'll enlarge it. That's at 200%. You see them? It's crazy, man. That is crazy. They're so thick that they're distorting the image now. High strangeness. We're living in most monumental time in history that there ever was or ever will be. Peace out.